With the World Cup only a few months away, everybody has been watching all the drama surrounding United States politics with a close eye. From immigration crackdown to going to war with a team that's supposed to be competing in the tournament, there's a lot of uncertainty in the air regarding how the US will handle hosting the biggest tournament in the world. But why did the US get the bid in the first place? The United States alone has the perfect infrastructure to support a tournament of this stature. There are over 100 stadiums, from the NFL to college football, with over 50,000 seats, compared to the entirety of Europe that has a bit more than 50 stadiums with similar capacity. The States also has high-quality facilities all over the country for teams to train at, as well as other logistical advantages like transportation, hotels, and strong financial backing. Paired with a strong soccer culture found in Mexico and similar infrastructure in Canada, the trio made the perfect host in the new expanded 48-team tournament format. With the stage now set, let's get into why this World Cup is already seeing so much controversy, starting with ticket prices and the cost for fans. The sports market in the United States is significantly more expensive than Europe. Prices obviously vary depending on matchups, locations, and teams, but tickets for an average NFL game cost generally over $100, with tickets for some teams costing closer to $500. Compared to countries like France or Spain, where tickets to games generally can cost under $50, with high-value matchups like El Clasico evidently running fans for a prettier penny. Because of this, and high demand for games, World Cup tickets are following trends closer to the NFL, with tickets costing hundreds of dollars. Tickets for the opening games of the tournament already cost thousands, and the second-hand market hasn't been friendly to supporters. A quick trip to SeatGeek will show how costly a ticket to one of these games can be. This has drawn outrage from fans, given the already expensive cost of going to the States, paying for housing and food. Spending hundreds of dollars on a ticket just isn't feasible for a fan wanting to support their nation, especially those coming from countries like Curacao and Haiti or other impoverished nations. In fact, these prices got so much outrage that Gianni Infantino, FIFA's president, had to address the fans. He cited the unprecedented demand as the main factor for the price of tickets, with FIFA claiming there were more than 20 million ticket requests, while also saying that the funds generally go to developing the game globally. This means activities like building fields and infrastructure and funding football federations. And because of this outrage, FIFA also released a handful of supporter entry tier tickets that cost around $60 USD. Per FIFA statement, these tickets were designed to make following their teams on football's greatest stage more affordable. And although this is a step in the right direction, these supporter tickets, specifically the entry-level ones, only make up a relatively small portion of all tickets available. But that's not all. Beyond ticket pricing, fans have some other reasons to feel frustrated with FIFA and the United States handling of the World Cup, notably regarding the current state of immigration and ICE within the United States. From the global eye, America doesn't give off the appearance of a safe country, particularly for immigrants and tourists. Turning on the news in countries across the world will show you images of protests, violent or not, and talk about the immigration crackdown, aggressive tactics, and unlawful arrests of the DHS. So it's no surprise that fans might have some concerns about traveling to support their team. All it takes is a quick glance at Minneapolis to see why people might be on edge. Beyond that, though, there are a handful of fans that are actually unable to travel to the States, period. This is due to Trump's travel ban that bars entry of citizens from 19 countries into the United States. Of this list, there are 4 countries, that have already qualified for the Cup. Supporters from Haiti, the Ivory Coast, Senegal, and Iran are going to be unable to travel to get behind their team. Beyond just these 4, there are numerous other countries that fall under Trump's visa pause list, such as Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, and many others. This also brings up a bigger concern of general safety for supporters. From civil unrest to potential extremist threats, it begs the question if it's even safe to travel here at all. At the 2025 Club World Cup, which was set in the United States as almost a test run for the 2026 tournament, there were a reported 145 human rights concerns, largely regarding ICE presence at games, as the DHS has already stated their intent to be present at the tournament this year, despite not really having a reason to be. Organizations like Amnesty are calling this a human rights emergency, and it's not an unreasonable claim. In spite of this, FIFA remains relatively neutral, or indifferent, depending on how you look at it. Ebenezer Obadiah claims that FIFA will work with the US to address concerns and allow for easier fan access. But given how FIFA has already catered to Trump, from allowing him to keep the trophy in the Oval Office to giving him a peace prize, it's hard to believe they will truly put their foot down. Stepping away from immigration now, there are other geopolitical concerns regarding the tournament that have drawn global headlines daily. You guessed it, the US war in Iran, a country with a strong football team that's already qualified for the tournament, finds itself on the hot seat because of our president's political actions. Since February 28th of this year, the US and Israel have been at war with Iran. From unhinged tweets to the bombing of infrastructure, this war has taken the world by storm. There are a handful of reasons why these events are problematic from a political standpoint, but from a sporting standpoint, it puts FIFA and the Iranian FA in a very complicated situation. Iran has already qualified for the 2026 tournament. In fact, they were one of the first teams to qualify. Since then, they've been placed in Group G with New Zealand, Belgium, and Egypt. Of their 3 matches, one will be played at Lumen Field in Seattle, and the other 2 are set for SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. 3 of their 3 matches are going to take place in the same country they're at war with. Because of this, the Iranian FA asked to have their games moved to either Canada or Mexico, to which Infantino and FIFA denied this request. Trump took to Truth Social to say that the team is welcome, but he doesn't think it's appropriate for them to attend for their own life and safety. With these comments about safety and potential threats to the team, plus airstrikes on Iran daily, it is looking possible that the Iranian national team doesn't participate in the tournament at all, per the Iranian sports minister Ahmad Donyamali's comments on the situation. As a fan of the game, it would be a huge shame to see a team that's earned its rightful place unable to compete because of a feud like we've seen to this point. And even if Iran does attend, they will be without their fans. As previously mentioned, there's a travel ban from Iran to the States, which means Iranians can't come support their athletes, which quite frankly sucks. With all that said, let's look at the bigger picture. This all creates a larger concern about the atmosphere and the spectacle of an event like the World Cup. A tournament that, in FIFA's words, is meant to unite the world, is nothing without the fans getting behind their nations. How can we expect a tournament filled with passion, drama, and excitement if fans are priced out of their seats or can't even attend matches? Beyond the States, Mexico is also facing its own crisis in World Cup cities, which is a whole other issue in itself. Meanwhile, our neighbors to the north have been as unproblematic as always. All this has led to calls for a boycott of the tournament, which was even backed by former FIFA president Sepp Blatter. In spite of this, it's highly unlikely that any teams will drop out, but we could see many fans deciding not to make the trip. However, we all know FIFA is no stranger to controversy. From corruption scandals dating back decades to concerning World Cup hosts like Qatar 2022, an event that drew global attention for issues regarding human rights and labor laws, and even Russia in 2018, who hosted the tournament the same year they invaded Crimea. There seems to be some ethical concern in every World Cup I've got to see in my lifetime. This time, however, given the tournament is on home soil and the global stature of the United States, it feels a bit more personal. With the tournament less than 2 months away and a million things that could go wrong before then, we could be gearing up for one of the most controversial tournaments to date. But that has yet to be seen, and I'm hopeful that things can work themselves out before then. Thank you for watching.